heard of. Hey everybody, welcome to the Common Folk Podcast with Ben, Morgan, and Andy.
Welcome back to Common Folk.
Yes, sir. We're back. We're back at it.
Come on, Andy. It's that time.
Oh, yes, it is.
Come on.
Uh-oh.
Here it is.
There we go.
It must be an evening recording.
Yes, after 5 anyway. So.
Wait, what?
No, yes, it is.
Okay, it's after 5. We're going to say it's after 5.
Does that actually matter?
Well, they always say it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and I guess they're right. So
Totally true.
yeah, take your mind there. Let your mind take you where you need to go.
Yeah.
We recorded a couple episodes back that you weren't here,
Uh-huh.
and it was like in the morning. It was like during the day. Is that the dog?
Oh, my
Yeah.
gosh. Millie. Come on.
She's trying to dig a spot in the floor.
And then she moved somewhere else. Okay.
And we didn't drink anything.
Oh, I
It
bet
was like 11, Andy,
bet that was
in
miserable.
the morning.
Jeez.
Weird.
Wait, so no booze and no Andy. How'd you guys survive? Like, did I get
It was
this
a little
record-
odd.
Huh. Oh my God.
It was some really good guess, but based on that you weren't here and we didn't have any beers, do you think anybody will even listen to it?
I probably not, especially if I don't post it.
Yeah, that's true.
If you don't edit it for us.
You are in charge of that. Yep. Heck
No.
yeah, man. So we've got a topic today and a guest that's like, I would say pretty unique. Like I haven't heard
Yeah.
any recordings in this arena.
Okay.
So I'll let you start this one. What's up?
Well, I mean, we're the common folk, right?
That's right.
And
Yeah.
we're based out of the Midwest. And when you say something like what's normal or what's common, you get this picture in your head, or you don't mean to, but you do. But we're sitting down with Nebraska's first and I believe only, right, professional.
No, there's 2.
There's 2 now?
Yep.
Well, when I first met you, you were it.
Yep.
So we're sitting down with Jackie Sayasone,
Yep.
right? And you're originally from South Sioux City, Nebraska.
Correct.
And you've been on the circuit or been a pro bags or cornhole player for what, 4 or 5 years now?
I'm on my 4th year right now.
Wow. So yeah, and that's when we met. It was like 4 years ago.
Because
And
she kicked your butt or what?
Nope. My news director said, "Hey, there's this pro cornhole player going to do a like the World Series down in Orlando. Could you get a hold of her and do an interview, do a feature on her?" And
Really?
that's where we met. Yep.
Okay.
And since that time, I followed her on Facebook, and so I'm always in her corner, kind of cheering for her when she, travels the nation doing her thing. So, Jackie, I'm glad you're here today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. This is cool. South Sioux City. That's where our buddies from Big Frig are at, aren't they? In that area, they're in North Sioux City.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, they're in North Sioux City, South Dakota.
They're in South
South
Dakota.
Sioux City is in Nebraska, and Sioux City is in Iowa.
So all right,
Oh, wait.
yeah,
I'm
so,
Tri-state is
so
Tri-state.
confused
yeah,
already.
it's a confusing area.
Yeah, it's just like a little tri-state area, so it's
Yeah.
just like all 5 minutes apart from each other.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But to be technical, I'm from Dakota City. I just went to South City High School.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
There's a loop for you.
So was that in the South Dakota side?
Nope, Nebraska side still.
But it's called Dakota City.
Yep.
So it gets even more confusing.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I've lost track.
But I kind of wanted to dive into your backstory because I recently listened to and watched a podcast and some other interviews you've done, and I had no idea that your parents were refugees, and they got in touch with the church, and they found work in Iowa.
Yep.
And that's how your family was able to come over to the United States. So could you kind of take us back there and walk us through that story? Let's just kind of start there.
Okay. So my parents, they were in a refugee in Nong Khai in Thailand.
Mhm.
And then so when the church sponsored them to Des Moines, Iowa, then that's how they kind of came over to the States. They had my oldest sister with them who was 1 year old, and then she was the only one born overseas, and I have 3 older sisters. The other 2 were born here, plus including myself. But and after that, then he kind of just started out. He had $2 in his pocket, so he didn't have much at all. They didn't know any English. They, leaving there, they left everything behind, and they had to start over fresh and kind of just work jobs as a dishwasher or housekeeper.
Uh-huh.
And then finally they found the IBP, the meat packing in South Sioux. So that's how we kind of ended up in Sayasone. We just kind of been there ever since.
And that was a job where you didn't necessarily have to speak English, and they were hiring, and that church group found that, and that's where it all came from.
Yep.
I mean, that's just fascinating.
For sure, yeah. So how long ago, you might have said this and I didn't pick up on it, how long ago did your family come here?
It was 1981.
81, so you weren't born.
Nope.
You were born in the U.S.?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
And you have how many sisters? Or
3 older sisters.
3 older sisters. And from what I gathered, sports just in general was a big part of your upbringing and your family.
It was for me, yep. My other sister, just one other sister, she kind of played soccer and did cross country, but then sports was just kind of like my life, and it was just kind of like my thing. And we're all different from each other. We're all different, unique in our own ways, but it was just kind of nice because we all kind of had different subjects that we could always ask each other and just kind of work together.
Yeah.
What was your favorite sport growing up?
Probably basketball.
Yeah?
So you played for your high school team, in like club teams or whatever?
Yep.
In the town? Okay.
Yep.
Sweet.
And did it not work out because you're so short?
I already had like offers out for soccer, so yeah,
soccer. Okay, so you played basketball and soccer, but you liked basketball better.
But I ended up going with soccer just because the scholarship
offers.
and
Sure, yeah.
just more money for that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where'd you go to school for soccer?
So I ended up at Briarcliff in Sioux City,
Okay.
and then my goal was to transfer to UNC and play over there. But with my blood disorder, it kind of I had setbacks and just got stuck at Briarcliff and just finished my 4 years there.
Okay, you just graduated.
Nope, I graduated in 2012.
12. Okay.
But walk people down that, because this is a really unique type of deal, your blood disorder, and it really derailed what you could do as far as basketball, soccer, so you had to find other avenues. So what exactly happened? How did you find out, and what is actually going on?
So my freshman year, I kind of just
Is this freshman high school or college? I'm sorry.
in college,
Okay.
sorry. And everybody was pretty good. I mean, you had the best athletes from every high school there playing, so I felt like I was just out of shape or either just not keeping up with everybody. So then I just would do two to 3 days practice with the team, and then I would go to the gym on the side and work out more because I thought I was so out of shape. Because I wasn't used to being like the last one to finish a drill or something. So then I just kept going with it, but I had chest pains, and so I went to a doctor and kind of figured out that I had a blood disorder. And then so after I found that out, it was they kind of cut my time with playing time and everything, because if I forced myself too much, then it was going to be I could get like failed organs.
Mm-hmm.
So that I wasn't getting oxygen carried to my organs. So then I really had to just kind of just be there for my teammates, and then just tried to play, but it was really hard. It was hard to just run in general. Just doing the treatments on top of that, because there wasn't many hematologists around the area that kind of even knew about what I have is E-beta thalassemia. So it's like the worst type of thalassemia that you can have. But basically, it's just my red blood cells, they don't mature all the way. So that's why they're not carrying oxygen fast enough to my organs. So then I'm not getting oxygen, and I start getting chest pains or like head pains, and so it just makes it hard to breathe.
The Thalassemia is the overall disorder.
Yep, it's a type of anemia.
Okay, which means not having enough oxygen in the blood. Anemia.
Your red blood cells. Basically, like I was getting blood transfusions to get more red blood cells.
Okay.
But then my body was also fighting the iron overload from all the transfusions that I was getting. So then the iron overload is what was going to cause my organ failure.
So the treatment was kind of part of the problem as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then did you have to stop treatments like once they figured this out, or it's something you had to do?
I was on like iron chelators to take out the iron, but it was really hard to take that medication because you're constantly nauseous and just like throwing up and stuff, and it was just hard on my body in general. So then I picked up tennis 2 years later, So I was doing soccer and tennis at the same time. But I thought it'd be like less endurance and stuff. And I mean, it was fine. It was fun. It was just, I just never really even, I only played tennis with my dad just for fun.
Yeah.
And so I knew the coach because he would see me play with my dad at the gym. So he's like, hey, I know you play tennis. Like, why don't you come join the team? We'll give you a scholarship. So I'm like, I'll give that a shot. And then, so I just thought my dreams of, you know, becoming a pro soccer player was going to end, and going to UNC, the school I wanted to go to. And I just kept challenging myself and just kept trying to keep up with any sport that I could, because that was just the love of the competitiveness and the games for me.
Well, and just thinking about, we have a daughter that just finished her career at Colorado State playing soccer.
Mm-hmm.
So just that mentality that you have to have of, now I'm probably not going to play that much, or I don't know. It was
hard.
You know what I mean? Like,
it sucks because like I loved it so much, and I was like, well, what do I do now? Because I can't play anymore, you know. And my health was a lot more important, so I had to take that seriously. And it was just kind of it was difficult, but I definitely managed through it, and just kind of found a love on the coaching side more. So I was kind of more you know, just coaching like little league teams, or even I was a sports performance coach, so I was coaching athletes for like rehab and sports agility, mobility,
Okay.
strength and conditioning. So I was doing that with high schools and colleges throughout my my last few years in college.
Is that what you went to school for?
I went to school for pre-physical therapy, sports science.
Okay. So it kind of fits with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not what I wanted to do, but because I wanted to be an athletic trainer.
Yeah.
So then when I did an internship as a sports performance coach, I just loved it, because it was like I had to manage my stuff. So I kind of knew everything, how to manage everything and diet everything. And then so when other athletes need help, like I knew exactly, I like to put that stuff together and find things that work out for them, because I had to find things that worked out for me.
Sure.
Wow.
And I think that speaks volumes to, you know, you talk about your competitiveness, but I mean, you're a grinder, and you're not going to allow even a very serious blood disorder to derail you from being a college athlete, partaking in sports. So, okay, soccer is definitely not going to work out here. So then you found tennis, and talk about a phenomenal, you know, athlete that we're here with, because, okay, yeah, now I'm just a collegiate tennis player.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, because how many players would you see that would be like, man, okay, you know, I can't do this anymore, and this is my thing and whatever, and then they just move on to, I don't know, I guess like a job or whatever,
Right,
you know.
right. Kind of give it up.
Yeah, they feel defeated, whatever, they don't do anything, and then, you know, like you said, you're like, whoa, if I can't do this, I still love sports, I'm going to go do this now or whatever, and trying to figure out how to keep that going.
Yeah.
I stuck on the soccer team for all 4 years too. It just, tennis was a different season, so it's kind of nice just to transition over to a different sport. But I still try to keep up with soccer. I just didn't get as much playing time as I wanted.
Yeah.
But I also knew that I had to just really take it easy, and it was sometimes I had more gas than other days, just like being able to run. But then some days it's just like I just did a little drill, and I was like, man, I'm winded. I need to sit down, because I knew my body better than anyone else. So I knew when to sit down and when I could keep going and push myself a little more and stuff. So
God, that's just crazy. So your doctors are telling you to, you know, take your foot off the pedal, and you go ahead and just enter a whole nother collegiate sport. So you're a dual sport athlete.
Yeah.
But also, I was thinking too, how cool though that the coach did keep you, right? The soccer coach, and let you kind of declare what you could and couldn't do.
Yep.
Because I feel like sometimes that would just be really easy for a coach to write you off, or I don't know if you were on any scholarship or whatever, but I just think, and then the willpower that you have to like want to stay on the team, that's a whole nother level.
yeah, it definitely still pushed me. And I mean, I still had this. He never took away my scholarship, even though I couldn't play as much. But I was still there, and I was still pushing my teammates on the sidelines, even when I couldn't. Because I mean, I knew I wanted to be out there, but I knew that I needed to cheer them on and set a good vibe and have that good sportsmanship for everyone else, and just not be a vibe killer.
That's exactly what I was thinking about. Just in these few minutes so far that we've been speaking and picking up on who you are, I'm sure that you were really good for the team being a part of that and like exactly like you said, encouraging them and bringing like some light, to the game and probably, in the little bit that you'd get to play, inspirational, the other players watching you and being like, man, if she's going to go out there and do this and, put in this effort and commitment and blah, 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 then I better figure it out.
Yeah.
And I would think from a coach standpoint, if the coach recognized that, which he probably did, that's, you can't go find kids like that necessarily. So that's a big win for the coach. Like have that kind of inspiration on the team.
Yeah, you want a locker room full of Jackies.
Oh gosh, heck
don't
yeah.
you? I mean, now I did listen to a couple of your other interviews, and you admitted that you did have some run-ins with a little depression. You felt that you weren't good enough.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And did tennis and soccer and just being part of those worlds, does that just kind of help you work through that, or how did you kind of battle that? And then, come out on the other end in just such a positive light, like we were talking about, an inspiration for the team, picking up a second sport.
It was really hard just because, like, after practice, I would go to class, practice, and I would just be in my dorm room, and I still remember I was watching, like, One Tree Hill. So it was just kind of just, that's all I did was just, and I never wanted to go to class and stuff, but I still did, and no one saw me unless it was in class or my job or sports, but it was just, I just had to pull myself out of that, and it was kind of hard. It wasn't like the sports that because it was hard for me to kind of to step away or because I felt like I'd always be in a bad mood or something. But so I really just was happy for everyone else, and then I would just kind of just go do my own thing, and then I kind of just figured it out after I think I left college. Then when I moved to Omaha, then I started playing sand volleyball, and I think that's when it kind of happened. I never really thought about like how I kind of got out of that depression, but it was just kind of I think it was volleyball. I played 3 to 4 times a week, like sand volleyball, and I just kind of forgot about it, and I guess I just fell out of depression, and then that was my new thing until cornhole just came. So I was doing volleyball for a few years until cornhole.
I mean, like super athlete over here. I kind of
know.
feel like I should not be drinking this beer or I should go run a mile or something right now.
But that's perfect. Let's jump right into, fast forward to cornhole. How did you get wrapped up in this world and then take it to a professional level? Because I think a lot of folks, they'll see it on ESPN or NBC on the weekends and like, oh my God, I can't believe this stuff's on TV. Well, yes, it is, and there's actually a professional league behind it, and you're one of the members.
So I just went and played at a league, and I met some people, and my buddy that had asked me to play in the league with him, we were both social players. We just kind of went to the game and we just got our butts whooped. And I was like, man, this is embarrassing. I hate losing. We never lost in volleyball either. Like we were so good. And then I was like, man, we suck at this. Like, what's up? And so I asked all these people, like, how'd you guys, get into this, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, come to this league with us as an ACL event. So it's a blind draw. So you draw your partner. But like, I hated being like the disappointment in people's faces when they would have to like draw me or something, and like, because I was a new player. And then so I always remember that because that's why I always make new players feel welcome. But we'll get back to that later. But so then after that happened, like I end up, I was making fun of everyone that brought their own bags, and I was like, how much did you buy your bags for? And I'd like giggle with my friend, and we would start laughing, and someone had spilled like, I remember like a red drink or something on someone's bags, and he got so upset, and like we were just like, dude, it's just a cornhole bag, and I
get over it.
Yeah. So, but now I get it now. I absolutely get it now. But yeah, that's how it was though. And then so we ended up buying our own set of bags. And I remember her and I, we got bags at the same time. And then I just went to go practice a week by myself, just straight, every single day. Every time when the brewery opened, I was there. And then I just threw. It was at Lucky Bucket. I threw from open to close for a week straight. I was addicted to the game. I'm like, hey, this is something I can do, and thinking about it now, because during COVID, I played a lot of virtual cornhole. I was getting over 10,000 steps in. So it's still.
Really?
Yeah.
So, just walking back and forth between the two.
Yep.
What do you, What's
that'd
the
be like
official
singles. 27 feet.
27 feet
From front to front.
And what's the official name of the board? Is there like, or is it just like that's the board?
The board is 2x4.
Yep. And then, but do you call it something in particular? Or you just call it the board.
Just the board.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cornhole boards.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just
So 2x4, 27 feet. Because I've been at a lot of tailgates.
Yeah, and no one knows.
Yeah, and there's a lot of argument about what the
sure.
actual
Yeah.
distance
Oh,
is.
yeah.
So now we know. We're saying it right here, 27 feet.
And what about the bags? Like
they're a pound each, 6x6.
a pound each, but of real what's
Resin
in
beads.
it? Resin beads.
Yep, plastic
Okay.
resin beads.
Okay.
So that's what's in like the competitive bags.
Yep.
Okay.
But and you'll probably find lots of things in all kinds of bags all over the place, but I don't know.
Can you tell the difference?
Definitely.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
So we have we go out and do like farm shows and stuff. Like we were talking about this Farm Focus brand earlier, and we'll go to county fairs and things like that, and we'll set up boards and bags and just for people to come through and play. But we legit have bags that
Full of-
my sister can sew, so she made these bags, and we actually filled them with field corn. Because I'm like,
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
this is cornhole. Like, how
Yeah.
did we not have corn in the bags? So that's what we play with.
Well, I think that's how it got its name because
Yeah.
of the old bags. They were all were. And
Yeah.
you mentioned the ACL. You're part of. That's the American Cornhole League.
Correct,
Just
yep.
so folks know. But I think the farm focus bags they should be filled with corn.
And he made
They
the
should, yeah.
boards. They're really good. Like, I don't know. I think
I mean,
they're
they
great.
look cool, but they
yeah,
probably
but they
like,
act. I don't know. Do you have boards that you will play on that you're like, it doesn't sync. The bag moves too much,
like
or
they're too slick or too
normally
sticky.
it
or,
just depends on like the coating or it just
Yeah.
like if it's a tournament board, yeah, I'm a little more picky on it. But then at a social
You don't
event, I'm
care.
not gonna be like, yo, this is not the the board that we're not supposed to play on. This is not official. Like I just really just try to have fun with the game because that's how I started. Was just
Yeah.
was just to have fun. When I'm playing at like just social events or local events, I'm not trying to come over and beat on everybody and whatever. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to grow the game a little bit and just trying to teach people a little more or people that want to grow and actually get into the game because the league's actually kind of everyone can play and everyone can win and it's a really easy sport to pick up for anybody at any age.
Is it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there a certain age requirement?
There's not.
Really? Okay.
That's why the other Nebraska pro, he's 15 years old, and it's actually Mason's little brother from Hartington, Nebraska. So it's just these little kids. They're starting to bounce the bag and they're rolling it and stuff. So there's just so many different other type of companies that that create these bags now, and there's so many options to choose from, like whatever type of bags you want. If you want a carpet bag or a faster bag, it just really depends.
Wow. That is like way more than I knew.
I think what you're saying is that each player can have their own bag, and then you buy it based on the features it has that you like.
Correct.
Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
But
Okay,
can you
yeah.
bring any bags to any tournaments, or there's regulations
as long as
on
it
the
fits,
bags?
probably the size
As long
and the
as
weight.
it's ACL approved.
Oh, okay, so they have.
ACL has stamps on their bags. So if you want to start making bags for ACL, you have to get it approved through them,
Gotcha.
and then they approve. You get like 10 sets per brand. So not everyone has like 10 sets, but you can create all types of different types that you want. So most bags will have two different sides to it, a fast side and a slower side.
Oh,
But
so
it just depends on the speed, or if you want like a slow on both sides and just kind of a little bit faster, or just completely off fast, or there's like a game changer bag, which is like a little patch.
so you'll throw a certain bag based on how the other bags are presenting themselves on the board.
Correct. So it just depends on the humidity.
Dang.
That's how I'll choose the bag that I'll want to play that day. Sometimes
Okay.
I'll switch throughout the day just because the humidity will change, or boards start to play faster or slower, or it just starts to get sticky. So I'll switch off. But some people like those sticky boards, and sometimes it does help, but it just really depends on the type of bags that you throw or the brand that you're throwing.
Yeah.
Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed.
So is like your right arm way stronger, or like is it bigger?
It definitely. I feel like I have to definitely even out my arms
You
now.
have to work
but
out your left to get it.
yep. So that's
Do you
why I'm
ever
just-
throw left-handed then?
I did when I during virtual I kind of had an injury just because I was thrown in a slanted garage, so I had to put so much more spin on the bag just to keep it on the board. Otherwise, it would just ricochet. It would just ricochet off.
Okay.
But then so I was putting so much spin on the bag that my hand was all swollen, and I couldn't even I could barely grip a bag.
Just because you were trying to deal with whatever environment you were in to get it to land right.
Yep. And then during virtual, that's how I was making my money, was just just playing virtual cornhole all day.
Dang, that's so cool. Wow.
So when everyone, when we were at our like curfew thing and we had to stay in our house and stuff, and I just went and played cornhole all the time.
Yeah, might as well.
Wild. I didn't even know that was going on.
It's still like they still have, they call it ghost cornhole, or just you're just basically playing against a ghost. So if it's like a ghost 8, then the ghost has 8 points every single round. So every time you're throwing, you're just playing against 8 points. So then that's how you score everything.
And then it was like, was it all just like broadcasted on YouTube or something like that, or?
So people did it through Zoom, or you could do it through Facebook Live, but then it was still through the ACL software. So you just had to kind of put your stats. You had to put your stats in there and show the score, but then it was Facebook Live, so people knew you weren't cheating.
And did you have to buy in? Did you have to pay to be a part of it? Yep. And then you could, if you won, then you would get a payout.
Yep. So it'd be like probably like average is like $10 buy-in, and then they would just pay out like the top players, and then some just depending on what tournaments you play in, a lot of them will have like a sponsorship where they'll throw more money into the pot. So it'd be entry fees plus that, and then whatever the director wants to take out, or if they don't take anything out.
Interesting. Yeah, I think I see on your jersey you're wearing Bush beans.
Yep.
And then I also see,
do like those.
Yeah. And then I see Johnsonville brats on a lot of the boards or at center court.
Some of our top sponsorships. Yep.
Those are big brands in the ACL.
Yep. Bacardi Spice and Mike's Hard Lemonade, Johnsonville sausages, and then Bush beans.
Nice. So did they send you guys some stuff too, or is it like a gift bag when you win?
I mean, they have like little pickup bags at some events and stuff, and sometimes they have the Bacardi girls coming out giving out shots or just passing out drinks and stuff. So it's kind of nice.
I didn't go in, but I've been to the Bush Beans headquarters.
Really?
And where they make them.
Where's that?
It was in Tennessee.
Oh.
Did you meet Duke the dog?
I did not. No. I didn't go in there, but I drove past it like 2 or 3 times. I was working for a company at the time that I had to travel through the area all the time. And it was back in basically in the middle of nowhere, like in these hills, and like you couldn't find it if you didn't know it was there, I don't think. But it was cool. I wanted to stop because I dig them. Like every time I'm at the grocery store, I get Bush. I can't wait to eat them.
We do. That's so funny.
Eat them for everything.
So what's the biggest competition you then have gone to? Maybe not even one, but like it was just advertised all over ESPN, or what? I
mean, pretty much all our pro events are broadcasted. So we were broadcasted on CBS Sports and ESPN. Okay. But then also for the USA, we have NBC Sports on that side.
Nice.
So I've been to both.
Okay. And the furthest place you've gone?
I mean, maybe Canada. I mean, we're international now, so we'll be having more events overseas and everything. Just to play cornhole, Canada is probably the farthest I've gone, but otherwise I've gone everywhere in the nation. So, but I know that we are putting something together, or the league is putting something together to go overseas more often. And I know we brought in more players that we played with virtually and teamed up with them just to play against each other, just virtually, just to kind of get other countries into it. Okay. And then once I know that the USA director is working on getting us in the Olympics, which is going to happen. It's just the process of putting everything together right now.
Dang, that would be sweet.
Yeah, might be talking to an Olympian here.
Yeah.
Hopefully. If I can keep up with all the kids.
I guess my question is, where did cornhole start? Like, do you even know any of the history? Was it something it started in the United States? Or is it other country's game?
I'm not really sure where it started, but I know there was another league that started that was around longer than the ACL. Okay. But they're not broadcasted at all. They're kind of our rivals right now, but ACL is the only cornhole that is broadcast on TV right now.
Yep. Sweet.
Yeah, and you've recently, from the interview I was listening to, you've been inducted into the Lao American Sports Hall of Fame, or is that true?
Yep.
So I mean, we're talking to a Hall of Famer here too, guys.
Guys,
Where's that at?
So I think they're located in Illinois, but they're just basically taking Lao American athletes and just trying to find them here in the States and getting them on their podcast and basically getting recognized and everything too.
What does Lao specifically mean? Because you talked about your family's from Thailand, is right?
My family's from Laos.
Laos, okay. Okay.
So Lao would be short for Laotian.
Gotcha. Okay. And that encompasses like what countries?
It's Southeast Asia. It's between Thailand and Vietnam.
Okay. Okay.
It's like right along the Mekong River.
Okay.
so you still have family
Yep.
there? Okay. Yeah.
And what does your family think about like what's going on right now? Are you still in close touch with them? And
I'm going back home here in February, and I'm actually building a sanctuary out there for cats and dogs. So
now is this in?
Wow, you do love animals. She said this earlier.
Is this in South Sioux City? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'll be doing it in Laos.
In
You're
Laos.
going back to Laos. Okay.
So right before COVID started, I had already got the land, and my dad was kind of helping me out with it, and he got electricity poles up for me. But then when COVID happened, I wasn't able to work on it anymore because we weren't allowed back. Just until like a few months ago, they opened it back up for everybody to revisit or to enter Laos again.
So is that where your dad is now?
Nope, my parents are in Dakota City.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Oh yeah, Dakota City, right. So that's where your family lives, but they make their way back and forth when they can?
Yep. Like all their siblings are pretty much still over there. My dad just has a younger brother and sister here in town too that lives in South Sioux. But then most of my family they're all still in Laos right now.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, and you'll really get into this, Morgan. You can relate. She's a big deer hunter.
You are?
Yep.
I just
Oh, yeah.
started. I didn't get one this weekend.
Oh,
Not
You'll
yet.
get one, though.
Not yet.
But not yet.
Yeah.
You will.
I still have some days. So you hunt
Yep.
and you've got
I love it. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
yeah. After I interviewed her like 4 years ago, I started following her on Facebook.
Yeah.
In her, you have an ACL account there, and then I saw some success pictures of you deer hunt. I'm like, what? You also
yeah.
deer
Look,
hunt?
and you left that out? Like, that's Andy's thing.
And
I
it's
love
right
hunting,
now.
yeah.
Is it around? Do you hunt around here?
I hunt in Homer.
Okay. Yeah.
Homer, Nebraska. Yep.
Yep. So that's closer to Dakota City or South Sioux, right?
Yep.
Homer
So
is,
it's
yeah.
like South Sioux, Dakota City, then Homer's the next town.
Gotcha. Yep.
Okay, so did you get anything this weekend?
I did not go.
You didn't go?
Nope. This is my first weekend in town, actually, in Omaha. So I just kind of I helped some friends out. I nannied, and then just so they can go to a concert. And then I hung out with Mason and just saw some friends. And and then so normally on those weekends home, I like to actually just be home, spend time with my cats, and just be home.
Yeah, because you travel a lot?
Yep. So most of the time I'm home like 2 days of the week, just because the flights are kind of hard to find. Leaving Omaha just to get wherever I need to go and coming back. So I'll have to leave like Thursday morning, and then I get back like late Monday. So then I'm here like Tuesday, Wednesday. But season just started, so that's why it's kind of slow right now. But they kind of started the season a little faster than I thought they would.
Okay.
So I
they
kind
just
of didn't really
throw
have a
you
break.
into it?
Yeah. It's like no off season for cornhole for sure.
Wow.
I think that's a great kind of depiction of like hunters, what we talk about. Like there's so many people that have this, negative connotation of hunting. And you take someone who clearly is an animal person.
Yeah.
You're
I don't kill anything I don't eat, so like it just
exactly
everything just for food source.
That's the point that I'm getting at. Like you're literally taking the time and money to go through the effort to create this animal sanctuary or whatever it is that you're creating over there. So obviously you have a love for them.
Yep.
But you understand the hunt and the love for the hunt and what comes of that. So I think that's a great contrast because that's how most hunters are. That's how we are.
Yeah.
That's how we feel about everything.
Yeah, and I was texting with you, lining this all up over the weekend, and I shot you a picture of my wife who
Yeah, it was
Ashley got
awesome.
that dough.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the first thing he said, do you guys eat your dough? Yes, we do. We process.
They introduced us to Deer burgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never actually had a deer burger before.
Oh, we're
So
going to
everything-
have a little cookout here.
Yeah,
Maybe
we
at a
should.
cornhole event, right?
Boom. There you
we
go.
We got the boards. We got the player. I can bring the deer burger.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah,
Boom.
we could all learn.
It's a party. Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. I keep saying wow because I'm kind of blown away with all the things, honestly, that you do.
Well, and when I was trying to get a hold of you, you were still in San Diego. And the first time I met you, you were getting ready to go out to Orlando. So, like, what's a typical, I guess, year of cornhole? Like, do you go to like 12 events and they're all in different cities, or is it just all over the board?
There's open shootouts, and then there's nationals, and then there's world championships, and then there's all the USA events too. So there's like there's just so many events, and then they have the random pro invitationals, which it doesn't guarantee every single pro, but I made one of them. I think it wasn't last season, the season before, in 2021. The top 8 males and top 8 females. It was a ESPN Pro Invitational, so they just put us together, the top 8 males and females, and then we just played for $25,000, and that was on July 4th, after the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. So that was an ESPN broadcast.
Nice.
Awesome.
Andy's good at hot dog eating contests.
That's corn.
Oh,
No,
that's
he-
right. It
he
was
showed
corn.
you corn.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's right.
It was the corn
Yeah.
eating
Yeah, I do baseball commentating for the Corn Belt League here in Omaha, a collegiate league, and they always, at their all-star game, they do this corn eating contest. Just one piece of corn.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I won it a year ago, and I got edged out this year. It was a total fail on the official side. It wasn't me. I should have had the crown again. But
You won. I saw it. You won.
yeah, I'm gearing up for next year. I'm competitive too, and I'm going to win it next year.
So, with what you're doing with this cornhole league and all of that, is that something that you can do and you can support yourself and everything that you want to do, or do you have to have another job?
So this is my second season that I'll be only doing cornhole.
Okay.
So I was able to quit my job last year and just only do cornhole.
Now, was that the goal?
Yes,
Okay.
just because of all the travel, and it's hard to have a set schedule
Yeah.
just because it's so random sometimes, and the schedule was kind of all over, especially with COVID and us being the only sport that was broadcasted still. It was nice, so I knew I just wanted to just take advantage of that and just grow as an individual and try to get up there and try to get on top of the sport.
Now, something you told me the first time we met was you just really liked the vibe when you first got into the cornhole scene. What is that vibe like?
It just, right when you go somewhere, it just, like all those groups, there's so many different groups, and everyone's just so welcoming, and, we all throw, and it just, everyone, they like having a good time, they all drink, and everyone's just so nice and kind.
Yeah, it's
So
kind
you
of
do
like-
drink while you throw,
Yes,
but
definitely.
do you know your limit so you don't get too tipsy?
Yep.
Okay.
Like for a while, I had to I had to drink just to get my nerves down a little bit. It wasn't really like nerves. It was more like me getting in my head. I would get so mad at myself, and then I would just throw worse otherwise. So if I drank, I was kind of like in the mood where, oh well, who cares about that? They just do better, And
Yeah.
I did, and so it kind of helped out. But then not this past weekend, the weekend before, I went to Battle of the Queens. So there was 254 girls that showed up. I played completely sober, and it was really different. I mean, my mind was all over, but then I actually, in the rounders, I end up 10th out of 254 girls.
Dang.
So it was. So I know I can do it. So I was just like, okay, well, just gotta practice it more. So that's gonna be my next goal. Just because I know if I ever want to play in the Olympics, I know that you're not gonna be able to drink
Sure.
or
Yeah.
do anything. So it's kind of just just playing sober and having that mental focus and
Yeah.
that laser
Yeah.
focus. And so I'm just trying to practice that right now and try to get myself at that higher level. So that's what I'm working at right now.
That's pretty cool. I mean, a lot of things that you've said here that we've been talking about, like you think about something that you want to do, and you're just like, all right, I'm going to go do this
I
now.
know.
Or I'm
Yeah.
going to go do this now, or whatever. Like, and it could be totally opposite of what you're doing before, but you just decide you're going to do that, and then you go and freaking do it.
Not a lot of people can do that. Or I think a lot of people could if they actually had your mentality, right?
I
And
think
your
just
work
'cause I'm so
ethic.
competitive, and
Is that what it is?
I'm so goal oriented. So if I set a goal, I have to make that goal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, if I don't, then I get so mad at myself, and just like, I know that I'll be mad at myself. So it's like, just do it.
Where do you
know?
think that comes from? Was that like an example you had growing up, or it's just something that's in you?
I think it was just in me, but my dad was also, he pushed me a lot too. But at the same time, like, it just kind of, I think it was just from me, and just because I felt like, well, all my sisters are pretty goal oriented too, but we just have like different type of goals. But mine was just always something that always was competitive for me, I guess. Because I like to challenge myself.
Yeah. And obviously, your dad, I mean, I don't know your parents or whoever, whatever, what they went through to get here and to, try to build a better life for the kids they were going to have, and so on and so forth. Like, that had to go through a lot for that. So, and that's obviously something that you're aware of and had seen.
Yep.
And
definitely when I went back home, I knew I was taking too many things for granted.
yeah.
So when I was younger and I used to go back home, I kind of just kind of shrugged it off. But then as I got older, I kind of understood things more, and like to be more thankful for things and everything. And just, so I think it kind of helped me going back home, or going back to see how my parents did everything and how they still cook on open fire now, or just how some of them don't even have like flushing toilets and stuff. It's kind of crazy, and just how they get their food. And I just remember eating with my dad, and I'm like, why are these chicken wings so small? And my dad's like, they're not on steroids, like the States, So
Yeah.
Animal.
it was tiny, so I was just like, wow, this is, so I knew I was taking so many things for granted. So it just put me in a different mindset. And then so now I think it just learned a learning experience, which makes me think the way that I do.
What's I was just noticing as you're talking, you've got a tattoo on your arm. What's that about?
It says, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you, Isaiah 43:2.
What does that mean to you?
Just that I've been through so much stuff, and that I was gonna get, just gonna keep reminding me that I'm gonna get through it. So it's just like, no matter how many waves you go through or whatever, and how much you're drowning, it just, you'll find a way out, find your way out of it. So this is kind of a spontaneous tattoo too. So it was kind of, it was on my golden birthday when I turned 29. I had a dream that I was getting a tattoo, and then I woke up like at 7 in the morning, and I had a text from my sister asking me, do you want to get a tattoo for your birthday?
Wow.
And I never had tattoos, so I was like, I have to get it now.
What?
So I didn't even know what I wanted. I just knew I kind of wanted a cross. But then the guy was going to charge us the same amount no matter what. So I was like, I might as well just try to make it bigger or something, And so I was like, I'm just gonna take my favorite verse that meant something to me. And so that's how I ended up with this tattoo.
But it totally makes sense based on everything that we've been talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Axel.
In that one of those past interviews, the guy said, yeah, that gratitude's the best attitude. And man, that just really plays into what you were saying, the going back home, seeing what's going on there, and then coming here. Just, I think of it all the time, like, man, we really have it good. If this is what I'm complaining about on any given day, we got it pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the chickens you're even talking about, like, no one would even think of that. But I'm guessing chickens in Laos could still fly. Like, they're still birds.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just really small and skinny, and why I'm building a sanctuary is because actually the food that I was putting out for the cat, that, like, they're just cats that always just came and found me, and I think they knew that I was going to help them, or like dogs and stuff. They just always came to me. And so I would go to the market every single day, and because they just had like an open market, and I would just buy like a bunch of fish, and then I had it cooked open fire, but then someone was stealing the cat's food. And so I, talked to my dad about it, and my dad went and talked to them, and they're just, they're saying like, well, it's not fair that the cats are eating better than us. So then my heart just broke, and I was like, wow. So I made sure I bought enough for like everyone at that point, and like whatever they wanted and stuff, just to make sure that I knew my parents talked to me about it before, that when they were kids, like meat was hard to buy. So they were eating a lot of vegetables or just like shrimp paste and stuff, and so then that's kind of, I knew I had to do something, because if people can't take care of themselves and feed themselves, like those animals out there aren't being taken care of. So that's the huge like main reason why I want to build a sanctuary out there.
So when you go back there, do the folks that live there know you?
Yep.
Like, do they know what you do and what everything you're involved in here?
No, not really.
Okay.
It's still. I mean, when I was there, I was just riding a bike down the street, and they're saying aloud like, "Oh, the American girl is riding the bike down the street." Everyone just comes out and just watches me because where my parents are from is not a touristy area, so I look different to them just because I'm more Americanized, I think. And then
Just from the clothes you're wearing, you think?
yeah, just clothes and
Okay.
like highlights in my hair and stuff,
Okay.
or just like my contacts and stuff. So it just I had some people that would come up and ask if they could just take a picture, just because that was like cool to them to see that someone else that's not from Los was there.
Okay. But
So-
it wasn't because you're such a big wig here in the States.
No, like no.
She's a celebrity.
Yeah.
But yeah, they told me like to bring all my friends. They just want to see people like, oh, we want to see some American people, like bring them. So yeah, I actually have my friend Mason going with me to Laos. It's gonna be his first time overseas too, and he actually just got his passport today. So
Nice.
we're gonna be planning that trip here soon, and he's coming with my parents and I, and then I think my sister and brother-in-law might be coming, but we're not for sure yet.
Okay.
pretty
But yeah, everyone's pretty much welcome to come with me if they want to go.
Nice.
It's
Wow.
awesome. There's
Andy,
just so much
are you
going on
going?
there. I want to now.
Definitely can.
Do you
Make sure you're taken care of.
Do you have a name for the sanctuary or anything you've thought about for that?
I haven't thought of anything yet.
Yeah.
I just right now, like when I get back there, I know I'm just gonna be doing the forward plan and just seeing how I can separate the dogs and cats and fencing and everything. And we're right along the river, so it's a good water source too. But it's just, I think I'm gonna just try to get some dorms built up there just for volunteers or just others to come out there to help too.
Yeah.
And then my main goal is just to kind of slow down the population and just get all the dogs and cats neutered and spayed and some medical care, and then just kind of keep them safe from everything else.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And then to hire locally, obviously. And
Yep.
then how do you, with people building it? I mean, obviously there's people there that want to start helping you. Mm-hmm. Okay. So
Yeah,
then
so I'll
just
definitely-
executing the plan.
I know my dad had some people on the land now just moving the cattle, and
Okay.
so we had built a house out there for them, and just provide food for them every month and their entire family. And I know that there's a little boy that works out there that I've talked to, and I was like, how come he's not in school? My mom's like, well, he can't afford school. And so I just went out to the store and just got a bunch of candy. He was so happy because he's never got that stuff. So it just kind of, it's kind of nice, And then I went to the elementary school and gave all this candy to the kids and stuff, and they're just so stoked and happy. So it's just a good feeling, like just something so small to make them so happy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a nice feeling too.
For
Absolutely.
sure. For sure.
Well,
Yeah.
and you mentioned there's still room on your jersey for new sponsors and more sponsors.
Yep.
And I mean, after hearing the story that we've just heard from start to finish, all the different things, I would think you would have zero room. I would think everybody would want to
Yeah.
be on board with that,
For sure.
Maybe there's an opportunity for stock and ride.
Sounds like it.
I
A
don't
little
know.
something.
Definitely. So if anyone wants to sponsor,
Yeah, we'll definitely keep that in
Yeah.
mind. It's cool because it's one of those things like, with any company, you want your brand to be associated with goodwill and
Yeah.
and good things that are going on, not just the success of the athlete or whatever, not the like, oh, they win all the time or whatever.
Mhm.
You want to associate it with a good person.
Right.
And clearly,
Yeah, clearly you have it.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
space. That's why, you're that other interview that, I was to a couple of them, and you said, yeah, I'm still looking for a sponsor. I'm like, really? How do you have room?
So do you have to get your own sponsors?
yep. So
Okay,
pretty much
that you do.
That's the hardest part of this sport is that since it's kind of new and I'm kind of just doing everything on my own, just managing everything and then playing. So it's kind of hard to do both, but I'm trying to be better at it. I know I can, but I know it also kind of stresses me out a little bit. So
Yeah.
it just kind of it's because sometimes when I'm thinking about, oh, I need to make a post today because I'm playing today, but I'm like, but I want to focus on my play, so it just kind of. but I know that I can manage that for sure. So I'll try. I'll do better this season for sure. With all that stuff, but I know I represent whatever brand I'm wearing all the time, and I'm always talking about it, and just whatever, like Black Sheep hat, I always wear them just because they're my main sponsor right now. They're a bag company, so I'll be throwing their bags this season.
Nice.
So and last season I didn't take a bag company just because I wanted to kind of explore, just because I was still a new player. I wanted to explore different brands and just throw in other bags and not set with one brand. And I was going to do that again, but Black Sheep was, I really like the owners and just how humble they are and how they carry themselves and how they represent everything. So I definitely want to be a part of something like that. So that's what I definitely want, like that type on my jersey too. Just because I just want like a good vibe and everything, and just like not like a brand that's, that's just about their brand only, and like I want a brand that actually cares.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Now, did they make the bags that you showing me earlier that have your name like scripted across? They're pretty cool.
Really? Do you have custom bags?
Yeah, I want some.
Andy, you're not at her level. Come on now.
Well, but I can still throw those bags.
Yeah, you can
Yeah, I can still throw them.
Oh, okay.
I can pretend.
I thought you said you wanted your own. Like
Oh,
the-
no. I wouldn't waste Black Sheep's time with that.
Okay.
No, you could actually get customized bags from like pretty much any brand too. So the league, they just have so many I mean, if you're willing to pay for whatever bag's made, they'll make it for you.
Okay,
So
so
see,
there
I
you go.
can.
Christmas.
There we go.
Christmas gifts.
Nice.
Cool.
Wow.
Well, where can folks find you? You talked a little bit about the social media and that kind of thing. Like, how can folks follow along? Because, we're talking a little bit about sponsorship, and sponsors obviously want to get in front of people, and you're putting them in front of people. And where are you doing that at?
So I'm doing it mostly on Facebook and Instagram. So on my Facebook, my pro page is just Jackie Sayasone ACL Pro, and then my Instagram is just J_SAY3, and so I'll just be posting on there mainly when I'm going to a big event, or just just updates and everything, or just brackets and stuff. But then the schedule, you could, if you want to follow the schedule, you can. I normally just post like where I'm going somewhere, but I don't make it to all the opens and everything. But the whole schedule is on iPlayACL.com.
So iPlayACL.com. Okay. And where are people typically watching that? Like, if they're going to watch you compete or any of the other players, where's that being broadcasted at? Do you know?
So it's either on. There's just different. It depends what event it is. It's mostly on American Cornhole League on Facebook. They mostly have like live broadcasts.
Live streaming, yeah.
But then it's like the ACL Digital Network, but they'll be playing on a Facebook Live too. But then if not, then depending on the event, sometimes it's like on like K9, is it K9 Cornhole? And then like, or just like all cornhole, or is broadcasting it, or ultra. It just depends who's sponsoring that event or has a broadcast court. 'Cause sometimes there's like 3 broadcast courts. Sometimes there's only 1. So it just really depends on the event.
Somebody earlier here, I don't remember which one you guys were talking about. Somebody mentioned ESPN. Did they play it on ESPN?
Well, yeah, and you put it out there on Facebook, or maybe it was Instagram. I saw that, hey, we're going to be on ESPN. So I went there, and you weren't on, but since I got the ESPN app, I was able to go back.
Is it on the Ocho?
Yeah, was it the Ocho?
ESPN, the Ocho? Isn't that?
So sometimes it's on that, but most of the time it is on just regular ESPN.
Now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do have that. So sometimes it's on that, but I mean sometimes it's on ESPN 2. Sometimes it's on regular ESPN. It just really depends on the event. If it's a national, then most likely it's gonna be on the regular ESPN channel, or otherwise if it's a shootout. I know last season it was going to be on CBS Sports, but now I think they have different plans that they haven't talked about yet. So I think it might just carry on all ESPN now, but we're not really sure yet. I know we're doing like a Super Bowl, so it's like a pro and a celeb that team up together. So I know at the championships we did it at Shamar Moore's house. Do you guys know who that is?
No.
He's from like Criminal Minds, SWAT.
Okay.
So he's an actor on there, and he built his whole backyard to, he calls it Airmail City. So we had our finals over there for the shootout, and
at his
that
house?
was really fun. Yep.
Oh, fun.
It was really fun.
And this is you're talking over a lot of people, and me too until I kind of met you. But airmail, that is when you just you throw the bag and sink it right in the hole, right?
Yep.
You airmail it.
Oh, that's what that's called.
Yeah.
Yep. Airmail. Okay.
I think that used to be a basketball term too. I remember hearing that back in the day.
Was that an air ball though?
Well, yeah. But,
That's still.
yeah.
That's more my lane.
Yeah. That's probably what you do in cornhole too.
Yeah.
No, he was actually carrying me at that other event we were playing at.
Yeah.
Dang, Andy.
Yeah.
It's just that those boards are, so they're like bouncy
They were
and moving.
bouncy, and we
the
weren't
bags are
at 27
corn.
feet. Yep, different bags at every station. So that was more my speed.
So you get the grassroots guys, and they're like,
I kept overshooting it, but I was like on
You
the
were
line, and
on.
I was like, oh my gosh, I need to like not shoot. So you
You're
know,
like
and then
7
also about
feet
hitting the
off.
lights, and he was like, don't hit my lights, and I was like, okay, and then
Oh
I
my
had a low
gosh.
ceiling to deal with it. Yeah. And you mentioned it real quick there. Your Instagram was Jay Say, and that's your stage name, nickname.
it's just short, just because I know my last name was difficult for a lot of people to say, and I mean, I think I originally got the nickname because there's two Jackies, but that was a long time ago, and it just kind of stuck. So it was just there's two Jackies, and so just to clarify, like I was Jay Say, and then yeah, so it just stuck with me throughout the whole
Well, I think it's
stuff
cool.
today. So
Yeah.
And it's ended up being kind of brilliant because you've built this brand, and it's Jay Say, and it's easy to say, it's fun to say, it kind of
For
meets
sure.
your personality.
Yeah.
I mean, things just work out sometimes, especially if you're willing to get after it and put in the work. And I think that's kind of what we're seeing here.
Yes,
100%.
for
yeah.
sure.
Cool. Well, Jackie, it's been fun. Appreciate you coming. It's neat to learn about this. Oh, I didn't know all this was going on. You know, and that you're the Nebraska player and all this kind of stuff. It's super cool. And then to chat with somebody who, you know, has the drive and determination that you have, like, it's pretty inspirational. Hopefully people dig this. You know, basically, if you want to do something, you can go out and do it if you want to do it. That's the bottom line, right?
yep.
Okay, let me ask one more question. What do you want to do for the sport? What do you want to bring that there isn't now? Is there something, you said awareness, but is there anything else you want to bring more people to the sport? Or is there anything else that you want to show and showcase to people?
I think I'm just, you know, I kind of just do, I know I want to bring like some cornhole boards to Laos, and I want them to get started too so they can get ready for Olympics and everything too. Just because I know there's so many, it's just such an easy sport to learn, you know, and if someone's willing to just put a little time into it, I know that they'll be playing up there with everyone else. But it's also kind of, I feel like it's starting to pick up now that everyone just kind of, everyone's getting really good. Like you can't take it lightly anymore.
It's getting more and more competitive.
Yep. So it's like, no matter the opponent, you just, you know, it just, you just never know who you're gonna play against. So it just, it could be a nobody, but they are very talented.
So even in 4 years, you've seen it grow.
Yep.
Okay.
It's grown tremendously, and I mean we had a pro with no limbs that was throwing, and he does phenomenal. And then I mean there's like 10-year-old kids that are killing it, you know, and beating the goat of cornhole and everything. So it's kind of nice to see. But basically I'm just trying to teach people more about the game and trying to get them into it because it's not a bad addiction to get into either. Unless you're like buying so many bags, but
Yeah.
That can be anything.
Yeah, right.
Shoes, whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Good.
for sure. For
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
Well, thanks for coming.
yeah.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, you
This
got
was
anything
fun.
else, man?
I don't. This was
You good?
fun.
It was fun. Yep, for
Look
sure.
her up. Jay
Yeah.
Say.
Yeah, check it out, man. For sure. I know we'll be watching, so that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to seeing it. So
Yes.
Try to rep the best I can.
Yep. Cool. All right, guys. So we're gonna
All
close
right.
it out.
Peace.
See ya.
Later.